I'm going to show you how I went from struggling with 135 to embarrassing myself in the gym, dropping 225 on my chest, to repping 225, to failing 300, 305, 315, and then finally how I was able to bench 315 pounds, the golden arches of 315. I'm pretty much showing you my entire journey of benching, and I'm going to be showing you my advice, tips and tricks along the way, things that I've learned, things that I recommend that you don't do. I remember being in high school where I weighed about 130 and I was struggling to bench 210s on both ends of the bar. What is that, like 85 pounds? I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. But my form sucked. It still kind of sucks. My diet was bad. It's a little bit better now. But here I am today. I'm able to bench 315. I did it in January. It's August of this year now. So I mean, I haven't tried to PR since then because 315 was like my goal for a very long time. Like, okay, like look at my body. All right, real quick, guys. I'm not the most like jacked dude. Sorry, I got my like boobs all in front of the camera, but I got belly fat. I got, scars. Freaking, I'm not the most muscular or athletic dude in the gym by any means. But if I'm able to bench 315, then anybody can bench 315 as long as you follow some certain steps. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video after I just assaulted you. So first things first, the most important thing, you have to gain weight. You need to gain some type of mass, and obviously it's not all going to be muscle. You're going to gain some fat. That's inevitable unless you are super clean with your diet. Not everybody is. I'm not clean with my diet, clearly. After what I just flashed you, I got some body fat. I'm probably like 20-25% body fat right now. I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. Okay, but I'm also the strongest I've ever been in my entire life. I'm gonna be real with you. If you weigh under like 170, you're probably not going to be able to bench 315 unless you are a genetic freak. It's just not physically possible to be able to lift 315 pounds. That's almost double your body weight. I don't even lift double my body weight, right? I'm about 195 right now. I think I benched 315 when I was about 185. And that's not double body weight. That double body weight is a elite level lifter. But I mean, more than likely that's not going to be you or me, but they're out there. But pretty much you have to gain weight. You have to eat more. I was eating like 3 meals every single day, 2,600 calories, getting my protein intake in. I think the standard now, what do they say, 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. I honestly, just to make it easier for myself, I just went 1 gram per pound of body weight. So I'm 185, 195 right now. I would just eat like 190 grams of protein and I would be fine. But you're gonna feel heavy, I was a chronically skinny dude, and walking around with all this mass, especially since I'm training for a marathon, it's a lot. It's a lot of weight, and my like ankles are not used to it and things like that. But I mean, another way you could easily gain weight is by getting into a relationship. Automatically, 20% body fat instantly. And you just eat more when you have a girlfriend. I don't know. And second, what worked for me is really honing in on the bench press specifically. If I'm trying to do the bench, I'm not gonna go do incline, decline. I absolutely hate decline. I don't think any gym should have a decline bench. I'm sorry, decline bench, you are useless. There's so many better ways to train your lower pec. Okay. But what you really want to do is hone in on the benching. When I first started working out, I would do my entire workout on a flat bench, and I would just slowly like increase the incline. Flat bench, I would do incline, I would do shoulder press, I would do some tricep extensions, some bicep curls, and that was pretty much it. And then obviously once I specifically started honing in on benching only, and I followed a program. You need to follow a program as well. I did the Small Lab Junior program. You could easily find it online. I inputted my information, my stats, in order to give you a benching program that you will follow. And that got me from about 275 to 315 in like 2 to 3 months. So it really helped. But then again, it really like put a lot of pressure on my shoulder. It started to ache a little bit because I was benching. I think it's like a 4 day a week benching program, literally only benching. But that's what got me through the hump. Like for regular working out, okay, on a normal day I would do bench, incline flies, things like that. But if I'm only trying to specifically do the 315 bench, just do the bench, just do the bench press, and that's it. That's exactly what the Small Lab Junior program had me do. Is when I went into the gym that day, the only chest exercise was the bench press, and it was a extreme amount of effort on the bench, and that was it for chest. If you wanted to maybe do tries and shoulders and stuff like that, you could, but you might hurt yourself. And form, let's talk about form really quick. My form is really bad, honestly. I don't have leg drive. You can see in the video of me benching 315, I'm like wiggling my feet. which literally means that all of my effort is coming out through my chest and my upper arms, and I reach a sticking point with my triceps too, when my triceps are a little bit weaker than my chest. So, which leads me to the next key point is you need to train the surrounding musculature besides the chest, right? The front, like the anterior delt, your front delt, your triceps as well. I like to do heavy dips. I like to do heavy tricep extension pull downs. I like to do heavy shoulder press as well. That will really strengthen the surrounding area. So when you get on the bench press, it's not just your chest trying to fight this heavy load. And of course, a lot of people preach leg drive and all that, but personally, my leg drive sucks, and I can still bench 315. So it could probably help you, and I definitely need to work on my leg drive. I could probably bench a lot more if I had good leg drive and a good bar path. But right now, I was able to do it with pretty bad form, in my opinion. So as long as you keep the bench, it's very simple, right? I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they overcomplicate their workouts when they haven't even really fully developed. Like they'll be in year 1 or year 2 of working out, and then they want to try to be so specific with their workout, like what angle should I do the bicep curl at to increase hypertrophy. But just do the bicep curl. You'll be fine. Like as long as you keep coming to the gym, you keep increasing the weight, you will gain mass. You will gain muscle mass. It's literally like the simplest formula ever. Pick the weight up, put it back down, and keep increasing how heavy the weight is. And of course, I made a ton of mistakes along the way. I failed a ton of PRs trying to get to 315. I failed 300, 305, 315 a couple of times before I finally hit it. I failed, I dropped 225 on my chest, and 275. It was a long journey, and that's the thing no one really wants to hear, is it takes a while. For me to go from 225 to 315, that was like a year and a half to 2 years of working out, of gaining, of eating, of dieting. It was a long process for me, but I wasn't really dialed in on my specifics for working out and programming. I was just kind of, going to the gym, very, very wishy-washy, like, yeah, I'll just work out and I'll do this. I wasn't dialed in on the bench press. And, I deal with injuries as well. Like, I'll feel pain in my shoulder a little bit sometimes, or like I'll unrack 225. Oh, great heavens! And I'll be like, that was kind of heavy today. I don't think I'm going to go like up to 315. But Lastly, recovery, rest. Some type of break, deload scheduled into your programming is vital, very important. Because one thing that I was really bad at was taking a day off, right? For the for 2 to 3 years of working out, I didn't like to take a day off, and I would work out for 2 to 3 hours sometimes. Years ago, I don't even know how I took that long. Now I can finish my workout in like an hour, 45 minutes even. I was probably on my phone. But now I've realized that it's very important to give yourself days off, one day at least, 2 days, because those muscles really need to recover. I'm still not great at giving myself rest just because I love the gym so much, but recovery is very important, right? I would noticeably feel myself being tired. I would unrack the bar and it wouldn't feel the same as it used to. So just schedule in your breaks, take rest. That's very important. I was able to finally bench 315 after I gave myself like 3 or 4 days of rest where I didn't even work out. Like I think I went on vacation and then I couldn't work out. So when I came back, my body was able to bench 315. And of course, you got to avoid ego lifting. Sometimes you'll be doing the bench press and you look over to your right or something and you see the dude like matching your weight, or he's benching a little bit more than you. And subconsciously, I'm like, oh man, I guess I'm PRing today. Don't do that. Always ask for a spotter. You'll notice in all of my videos when I PR, I ask for a spot. There is someone ready to save my life because I do not want to make that same mistake I did with the 225 video. I learned my lesson. But honestly, this is a very simple video. It's probably too simple. And this is just how it was for me. I just kept doing it. I stopped dilly-dallying. I really honed in, and then I was able to get it. So that's all it really takes, Then again, it took me, over 7 years to finally hit that goal. But you'll probably do it faster than I did. Just so let me know where you're at in your benching journey. What's your PR? What's your goal? What are you trying to get to? Are you struggling? I'd love to know. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.